What in the world?
Yeah.
William Fox?
She said there'd be a stamp.
Felon?
William Faldo.
This fall we found another Robert Cotton pipe with a name on it. Now Robert Cotton is a pipe maker who arrives here in April of 1608 on the Phoenix, and he begins making pipes in a very sort of Indian, Virginia Indian way. We have many of the byproducts of his making the pipes, including shavings, carvings, and things like that. So it's not mold made. And another thing that we see is stamping of people's names and European designs on the pipe. So it's clear that it's an Englishman doing this, as the names spell out major Virginia company investors. So William Faldo, the most recent pipe that we found, is important to the Virginia company, as Faldo was both an investor and part of the Society of Mines Royal. So he was sent over here to find silver mines up in the Piedmont of Virginia. And his principal way of finding out where these mines were was through the Virginia Indians. And the irony is that Faldo ends up being killed by the Appomattox Indians up the James River in 1610.
All right, the William Faldo pipe that we found here in the cellar is not the first named pipe that we found. A few years ago in a well we found 8 of them. And the names are interesting. They're all leaders and movers and shakers in the colony. People like Delaware himself, the governor for life. We have Captain Argall, who was governor later in the 16 teens. We have Sir Charles Howard, who was credited with being the head of the Navy that defeated the Spanish Armada. We've got Captain Nelson, Francis Nelson, who brought over actually the pipe maker, and he was a major sea captain. And also the Earl of Southampton. We actually found 2 of those. And he was the major sponsor of Shakespeare. We had Sir Walter Raleigh, who, although he was in the Tower of London at the time when these pipes were being made, he still was a respected leader of colonization, and he also was behind the tobacco movement that would raise money for the Virginia Company. So it's really a whole litany of people's names that relate to the major historical figures that are related to Jamestown.
So I'm standing here in our new exhibit, The World of Pocahontas on Earth, that highlights some of the Virginia Indian influences here at James Fort. And behind me here is a case that contains a couple Robert Cotton pipes. And the reason that we chose to focus on the Robert Cotton is that he appears to be using Virginia Indian ways to create a new type of artifact. And for us, that's very interesting because you've taken an English world and a Virginia Indian world, and they're ultimately combined to create a new world, or as we've typed here, termed the third space. And it's a picture, again, that you would not see through just reading the history books. It has to come from the archaeology.